in what promises to be one of the most exciting games of this year ahead. Brunel Burners in the famous gold and blue strip taking on the SGS Pride on their immaculate home field here in the navy blue. Currently here for the coin toss, and we've got currently we have a moment of silence that will be paid, a moment of respect for the late great Coach John Beam of Laney College, featured on the popular Netflix documentary Last Chance U. Rest in peace, Coach Beam. Respects well paid to a very well-respected man whose life was tragically cut short just a few days ago in an act of senseless violence.
Crucial in growing the game, for sure.
Definitely, definitely. And Coach Beam was a good friend of members of SGS and members of the coaching staff of SGS. He had a personal connection to this college, and his passing will be felt definitely. Got it. Tom Pandey Jackson with family coming to watch the game. As the special teams will be taking the field, it looks to be Brunel Burners in the gold and blue to kick the ball away to the SGS Pride.
You know, I think I'm a bit of a special teams kind of guy. I do love a bit of special teams. Yeah, I'm really a special teams kind of person. Honestly, I think, unpopular opinion, right? Just before we start, guys, I actually prefer special teams to actually even playing sometimes.
I quite like special teams. I love special teams personally. And as the Brunel Burners are about to kick off, we do have Travis Carpenter, number 6, lining the ball up in front of the referee at the 35-yard line, ready to get this game underway. Number 9 back for the SGS Pride, that is Owain Montague.
Blitz under-19s national champion.
And the starting running back for today.
Today.
My name is Kwame, and I'm joined by
Carlito. I believe he had 232 yards last game, I think, is he?
232 yards for the previous. Now, it's the first for everything. Split screen. Lovely view here, lovely field, and Travis Carpenter to get us going. And it is someone else.
America Coda with the run. He's gone. He's off. He's making it, and he's down. He's down at the 40.
And that's Travis Carpenter, the kicker, who made the tackle. A brilliant run back from the SGS Pride. Now, not the expected returner. The ball wasn't kicked to him. It was kicked to America, the Silver, number 83, the wide receiver. Who was lined up a little bit shorter, but had a good lane, had some blockers in front of him, and now SGS are in business. Already made it back to Brunel's territory, and they are going in.
Just a quick shout out. Good luck to Tom, Alex, Luke, Sam, and Hawken, and also Alfie representing Northern Knights. Northant Knights for yeah.
That's Northants Knights.
Yeah.
To even Northampton. No, it's a lot of teams that wear Knights wear
There is
silver.
Yeah,
You know,
they all
Rushmore
do wear
Knights,
silver.
Northants
It's like
Knights,
grey
you
or
know.
silver, isn't it? Yeah.
Of course, red and Knights are unique wearing red and black.
Well, we got a Vuvuzela somewhere.
There's
It feels like the World Cup.
a lot of noise, but Ashley Bailey tosses it
Oh,
out, and that
fumble,
ball is a live
fumble,
football. It's dropped on the floor.
and Brunel
Who scoops it
recover.
out? Brunel has the
Brunel
football
recover.
off the first play of the game. A turnover, a fumble, and Brunel Burners immediately are in business.
54. Charlie Cox with the fumble recovery.
It was intended for away, and he just couldn't quite get his hands on the ball. It was a live football, judging by where the football went, and that ball was scooped up by the Brunel Burners, ready and in business.
Shout out to O lineman Dwight 73 for SGS from Tyneside, Hebben.
Billy Davis, is that former Nottingham Forest manager Billy Davis? Now, Christian Jelinski to get the Brunel Burners going. Hands off to Davy Moore, who wriggles his way up the middle for a few yards, makes his way just outside the 30-yard line, and he gets brought down for a gain of about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Brunel Burners. Apologies, I didn't quite see who made the tackle. There seemed to be quite a few of them in there.
That was Ellis Phillips, number 21, linebacker for SGS.
And now same formation. Trips to the left for the Brunel Burners. Jelinski in shotgun. Looks to throw to his
and
left.
he's down.
And
He's
gets
down.
completely brought
Denzel
down.
Boye with the sack.
Denzel Boyer was in there and just said to Jelinski, nowhere today, you have nowhere to go. Brings the sack down and dumps the Brunel Burners back to where they started, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
This SGS D-line has arguably been the best unit on the team this year over just the past 2 games they've had. It's been the best unit.
I think SGS D-lines, since my memories of playing, my last Brunel Burners game was actually against SGS Pride.
Oh, wow.
So
Bit of a throwback for you.
A little bit of a throwback here. And I remember their defensive line was very, very physical, and that's something that they've had as a strength for ages. Now, big 3rd down coming. Jelinski in shotgun,
Jelinski.
drops back, looking to his left.
Found a
Zips one across.
and it's
Intended for Jar Kamara, but it's just out of reach. And that may bring up, will the punt team come out that brings out 4th down? Are they going to punt? Are they going for it? Looks to me like they will keep the offense out on the field.
quick shout out from Julianne to Gabe, number 98 for SGS. That's your sister sending you a big shout out.
It's your sister. How you doing?
Wait.
Shout out Joey Tribbiani. Right, Christian Jelinski on 4th down. Here he goes. Lined up in shotgun. And there's a false start.
False
There's a
start.
big false
Big
start
false start.
by Kamara in the slot. And that is going to back up the Brunel Burners by another 5 yards.
That was fourth.
Fourth? That's 4th down.
So it's 4th and 15 now.
Still 4th and 15. But looks
And here
to
comes
be-
the punt unit. Correct?
It looks to me like it might be the punt unit.
Or are they daring enough to go for a field goal from here?
I have not seen a team go for a field goal from here. It definitely looks like a punt
No,
unit.
it is the
out
punt
as,
unit.
Travis Carpenter is out to punt for the Brunel Burners and try and get this as close as possible to the 1 yard line and give the Burners and give the Pride as much field position to work with.
Oh, number 8. Number 8. Elliot Daniels used to play for SGS last year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We've had a few players switching, playing for both teams, and we've had players joining these teams from other teams in the past.
Timeout for the Burners.
And that is the Brunel Burners' first charged timeout of the half.
They
8
have-
minutes and 53 in the first quarter to go.
They have 2 left for this half. All right, we're getting ready for a punt. Oh,
High snap.
That's
and
a high
it does-
snap.
it's
Blocked.
a
It's blocked.
horrible punt.
Oh, and
It's a
JJ's chasing
horrible
him down.
punt,
It's a
and that's
horrible
blocked.
one. He's blocked. And he's down.
Carpenter's going to
SGS
have to just
return the
land on
ball.
it inside his own 20-yard line. SGS are in business.
They're in
It was
business
a
again.
blocked punt that was rolling backwards towards the Brunel Burners' own end zone. And now the SGS Pride have the football inside the red zone with only... They're going to mark them just outside the red zone on the 21-yard line. It looked to me like they were down inside the 20, but the referee will mark them at the 21-yard line. Brunel Burners backs to the wall.
I will say this game is definitely going to be as promised. Might be game of the year.
Oh yeah, SGS on SGS for the graphic. Just tell Simon I said thanks and I'll fix it.
Thank you, Simon.
And I'll fix it.
And he's going to fix it right now. Don't worry.
Just to confirm, it's not SGS Pride against SGS Burners.
Oh, and the Vuvuzela's back out again. Oh,
This is not South Africa. This is Bristol.
Oh, QB run,
Now.
QB run, QB keep.
He
And
managed
he's
to keep it
down.
and
Oh, he's
come
down. Oh,
flying
he's
in.
up, still on his legs, and he's out of bounds.
Webb came
And-
flying in there to make the tackle and just couldn't bring him down.
And he's
And
lost
Bailey
some yards there.
Managed to stay up.
I don't know. Maybe it was better. Maybe it was better to take the sack from there. Like he's lost a little bit of yards there.
He'll lose a couple of yards, but he will avoid the sack on the stat sheet. You know, getting out of bounds. Keeping his body fresh as well. That's the main thing, you know.
Health as well.
A brilliant effort to stay on his feet from the tackle. Khalid Webb, number 5 from the Brunel Burners, was flying in like a missile.
And then I found out, oh, it's the wrong end.
Now, 2nd and 16. Ashley Bailey with the bright orange boots. Fake handoff, and he's going to take off and run up the middle and gets stuffed by quite a few guys. There was quite a few players in there. Number 55, Aiden Coles, was in there, holding him down to make the tackle. Khalid Webb was in there too. But there's a couple of yards gained for the SGS Pride. And this will bring up 3rd and 14. Maybe 13.
Swap to
Looking at,
I would believe it's 100% a pass here. We're in trips. It's definitely a pass. No doubt.
I
Be
think
very
given
ballsy to run it on this play.
if they're giving it down the distance, you'll be looking at
Yeah,
Very
there we
likely.
go.
He does drop
he's,
back.
He's made it. He's escaped. And he's
gonna
going
take
for it.
off.
He's running.
He's going to take off.
He's
and
taking off. And
absolutely nowhere to go. Gets
nowhere to
brought down by number 54 for the Brunel Burners, Charlie Cox in there.
Oh,
to
he's
make
been
the tackle.
everywhere so far.
Been
Fumble
around.
recovery, getting tackles.
Sideline to sideline linebackers.
Oh.
No, I stepped to the bike.
Shout out to Luke, number 75 from Elizabeth, and all the North Ants Knights lads. See, I got it right this time.
Now, 4th and 9. Big play. Ashley
We're going for
Bailey
a fourth.
looking.
Oh, he's
Doesn't
looking.
hand off.
Doesn't
He's in
find
the
anyone.
pocket.
Oh, someone's on Chris
He's got
Brown.
someone wide open.
Oh, no. And SGS turn it over on 4th down.
He had Chris Brown wide open in the back of the, in the front of the end zone.
They
And
just
Jamal
couldn't connect.
Walker was closing in rapidly. But it just seemed to me that the pass was just a little bit away, just out of the reach of Brown. And Brunel Burners will take back over.
I think these are two of the best defensive teams in BUCS, I'd say.
Definitely in the division. Definitely.
In the division, yes, correct.
There's a couple of teams in the division above that might give these guys a run for their money in terms of defense. But
Well, we'll say in this division then.
in this division, definitely. It's the game that I personally have been waiting for a good few years. But nonetheless, motion out wide, and Jelinski takes the ball, hands
he's
off
down,
to
he's down,
Davide
he's
Pinto,
down.
who
Davide
gets
is
absolutely
down.
swarmed.
Oh, fumble.
Not
And, they've got it,
before-
and SGS have recovered.
Not before a few guys managed to get in there. Now,
Now we're going to
was
decide
he
whether
marked
he was
down before the ball came out? It looks to me like the referees are going to mark him down and the Burners are going to keep the football.
Yes.
But it goes without saying, if that ball comes loose, defensive players instinctually will jump on that ball, will knock it out, will come flying in from all angles. And the Brunel Burners have something to think about.
Where people are watching from and all that.
Okay, I think it's
Motion.
right. Motion across, 2nd and 10. Christian Jelinski hands off
Hands
again
off
to
to
David Moore, the
David
third, who
Moore,
has a bit of
he's
speed
got
and he has
space
a
and
little
he's out
lane.
of bounds. And feel free to give any shout outs and let us know where you're watching from.
We've had people watching from all over the world in the past, you know, all sorts of countries, of course, the obvious UK, America, across Europe. We've even had people watching from Yemen in the past, people from Nigeria, people from Ghana, people from Australia. So definitely let us know where you're watching. We'd love to hear your stories, your experiences, and what you think of the game. As Christian Jelinski goes under center this time and hands off to David Moore. He goes up the middle, makes the first down, and he's pushing the pile, and the pile is slowly edging forwards, closer towards the 40-yard line. Just seems to me like this is a run game battle at this moment. Both teams establishing the run, both teams looking to really put their foot down early in this game. Still in the first quarter, and there's still a lot of time, but no scores on the clock, on the board just yet.
This game looks like it might go down to the wire, honestly. I think both teams are well evenly matched, I'd say.
I think both teams are very well set up for this season to do well. They both have goals and dreams of winning this division and going to the playoffs and going quite far. As Jelinski again hands off to David Moore, squeezes his way forward for about 4 or 5 yards. And this seems to be a emerging pattern for the Brunel Burners right now. Run up the middle, you know, just really wearing down this SGS defensive line, making them really hustle to the ball. And David Moore, the third, really a durable running back. Very, very talented, has experience in the States. Something to do with breaking a record held by someone called Christian McCaffrey or something along those lines.
Only a very small name in football, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
There's no mean feat.
Yeah.
Now, Kamara across the formation again. Jelinski off to David Moore, the third, up to his left. Skips past the man, has a little crease, has more than the first down, and he's down at the 45-yard line going in to SGS territory. Yes, Coach Rick says, let's go Burners.
So it's been a minute since
My favorite.
Yeah. Gotta love him. Love
Coach
defense
Rick.
with Coach Rick.
Rick, I hope you're good. I hope you're well. Christian Jelinski.
Oh,
Hands off to Davide Pinto. Gets hit immediately. Manages to make his way through that tackle. And forces his way down to about the 42, 41.5-yard line.
That's their assistant coach. That's their assistant coach. Yeah.
Don't even know who that is.
That's their assistant coach. That's local.
Oh, okay.
Well, we can't say that.
Anything contentious, there's no point.
Well, it seems we do have people watching from Japan.
See that we're getting worldwide coverage.
Jelinski under center. Really tight under center, getting on there, pumping those legs for Kamara to run across the formation and hand that ball off to Davide Pinto, who tries to find a crease up the right-hand side and just doesn't seem to have anywhere to go as the SGS Pride defense comes swarming in. There are about 3 or 4 guys in there, and Davide Pinto has a minimal gain, if any, to bring up 3rd and 3.
Shout out from Sam Hayes to America.
Really does make you think, you know, the Brunel Burners are just slowly chomping their way down the field, just nibbling at the SGS defense, just slowly churning out 3-4 yard runs. There's another one from David Moore the third. Maybe just about gets the first down and moves those chains. As those chains move and the Brunel Burners down at the 35-yard line have another set of downs, a 1st and 10 again. Just seems to me like they're controlling the tempo right now, slowing the game down and just giving it just about enough. Jelinski off to David Moore the third again, who gets a crease down the outside and hits a couple of guys before going out of bounds around about the 30-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Brunel Burners, still in business, just edging closer and closer to the red zone of the SGS Pride.
Injury time.
That will be an injury timeout called by the referees. Seems to be a player that's slow to get up, just out of view, 25. That is Adam DeVeril, one of the captains of the day for the SGS Pride. And it seems to me, Carlito, that SGS are looking at really wanting to create something now. They're really looking at having to get that ball out. Or do you think they'll sort of try and stop Brunel and maybe make them settle for a field goal?
I feel like they are trying to get the ball out and get the ball back. Settling for a field goal is probably the second option, I feel like.
You don't really hear a lot of teams wanting to settle for a field goal in this division. It's always thought about getting that ball out, even on the 1 yard line, as Jelinski rolls out, has a man open, fires. It's Travis Carpenter, wide open and caught down at the 15 and knocked out of bounds.
Is that a late hit?
Very close to being a late hit, but it looked like he was just about inbounds, and that brings up another set of downs inside the red zone for the Brunel Burners, and I make that mark down at the 17-yard line.
From Canadian.
I recognize the name.
Yeah, I recognize it.
He's well seasoned out there.
Quarter change already.
There's been a lot of running. There has been a lot of running, and those quarters do run down very quickly, especially in the Uniball winter as we run 12-minute quarters. But that quarter already having come to an end, and the Brunel Burners on offense for only their second drive so far.
Yep.
Into the second quarter. 17 yards to go.
Honestly, I think I like football games that are like this, really smash mouth football.
I really like this game. Very much comes across as a chess game.
Yeah.
We haven't seen, you know, you have the games that are very fast paced, you know, fast, hard hitting. Everyone's flying around, tackles flying everywhere. The ball's been slung across the field. But this seems to be a very slow, patient game that maybe will open up later on. But kind of reminds me of last week's Steelers at Chargers in the NFL. Very slow to begin, you know, before it started to open up in the second quarter. Yeah. And then eventually the Chargers ran away with it.
We're going towards Brunel, the camera's set up.
Jelinski, hands off to David Moore the third, up the middle and still fighting for some extra yards and maybe just about close to the line to gain. Maybe just short by a yard or two. And that'll be 2nd and 2 from about the 9-yard line. They can still get a first down without scoring very, very comfortably.
Tell you what, he's a heck of a running back.
That boy is talented.
I agree. And we hand it off to David Moore again, and he's down. Oh, and he's getting yards. I think he's just got back to the line of scrimmage, though.
it was fighting and fighting and fighting, and just seemed to be like the SGS Pride players. Nanti was in there, Denzel Boye, a few other tacklers in there, but it just seemed to me like they had his jersey, they had his pads really tightly wrapped up and just didn't seem to have enough space. Can we close that?
This one.
Both if possible. Just to stop that wind from flying across. Cole McFarlane in the shotgun for the Brunel Burners.
And
Takes the snap and gets dragged by his
and
jersey
he's
and
out.
pulled and forced. Maybe not before getting a first down and bringing up first and goal. Maybe very close to the line to gain. I don't think he's quite going to get it. I think he might be a little bit short.
Short. No, first down.
They haven't moved the chains in the marker yet, but it looks to me like it will be a first down and Jelinski will be back. Almost missed it, but Cole McFarlane for the Brunel Burners in his first year, but he is a multi-positional athlete,
Very
a man of
talented
many
scrambler.
a man of many talents.
Oh.
Came from the same place as Christian Jelinski.
Oh wow. Okay. Fair few Americans on the Brunel.
Very few. Which is can only be a good thing for the sport in general. More Americans, I mean, it is fundamentally their sport. More Americans coming over to the country and elevating the game.
True,
And
or-
David Moore is one of them. Founds his way inside the 5-yard line from the handoff from Jelinski. Gets brought down inside the 4. And that'll be second and goal.
That was brought down by Ellis Phillips, number 23.
Jabril Krubali with the tackle. It happens. I've done it once. It's an Oxford Saints game. DB gets a pick, and I'm calling the punter's name. To be fair, they were both called Martin, but they had different surnames. But I'm just calling the wrong one. Like, it's not the punter running punt away.
Now we're going to get the long.
Now.
Nice close-up view here.
Jelinski under centre, very close to the end zone. Hands off up the middle to David Moore, who almost gets tackled. Then he does get tackled. And there were two guys in there, 28 and 23. Jabril Krubali and Joshua Abwaje were in there with the combo tackle.
I believe JJ's just come back from the CJFL, the Kodiaks, I believe.
So very talented guy. And Jabril Krubali actually is my teammate at the Solent Thrashers. So high hopes for him personally. It's interesting now because this is the second red zone trip that we've seen in this game, both on the same side. And now the Burners are just going to seem to try and shove it right up the middle and don't manage to make it. They don't make it in. They are stopped by the Pride defense. Absolute brick wall on that one, and that brings up 4th and goal. That'll be all right to be open, to be fair. But yeah, there's no win now. And it seems a timeout has been called. Looks to me like the SGS Pride have called their first timeout.
It's definitely a chess game.
And there are 7 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the second quarter. This is going extremely fast.
Yeah. Do you know what I always find interesting about games like these? I feel like it's the mind games that are done during the week on social media.
Definitely.
It always builds up.
That's one thing I really like about Uniball these days, is that there's a lot of housery, if you can say that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, it goes back and forth, and teams really do get involved, and the players get involved as well. And, you know, don't get me wrong, at the end of the game, they can all shake hands afterwards, but, you know, it makes it a bit more fun, a bit more of a grudge match, and a bit more, gives it a bit more oomph to it.
I'd say it builds some very good rivalries.
Definitely. It's something we want to see, and I feel like both of these teams, I'm not aware of SGS having a varsity opponent, but I know that Brunel Burners have their varsity against St. Mary's, and St. Mary's don't have an American football team. So the Burners are always open and free on varsity. So when I was there, we just partied. But the Burners, I'm pretty sure they would love to play against someone for varsity, and this could be the game. 4th and goal. Here we go. Christian Jelinski just squeezes his way up the middle and forces his way into the end zone for the opening score of the game. Brunel Burners on the board. First blood goes to Christian Jelinski.
Coach getting fired up on the sideline.
Burners head coach James Kelvin remains the calmest man on the sideline at all times.
You could say this is the deciding factor for Brunel this year, I'd say. This game, depending on how this game goes.
Definitely, I would say the short yardage run game for the Brunel Burners has been phenomenal. The goal line scoring as Carpenter gets that one up and up through the uprights for the extra point to be good. Good hold by McFarlane as the kickoff team comes back on for the Brunel Burners. Now,
Too used to that.
yeah, SGS scored against SGS.
Back to my favourite side of the ball, special teams. Love it. Can't go wrong.
I love special teams. No matter how good or bad the game's going, both teams, it's almost like a hard reset. Special teams, kickoff. Kickoff is a hard reset for both teams. No matter how badly you're getting pumped, you can always know that you can run down the field and go hit someone in the mouth and change the course of the whole game. Change the momentum and really make a name for yourself.
Exactly. I feel like it's a very big deciding factor in football special teams. It's one of the overlooked ones, but I do believe it's very, very important.
It's been my bread and butter personally. For every team I've played for, special teams is your way in. If you are not starting, or if you are not getting as much game time as you want, or if you're new to a team, or if you just want to go and lay someone out, special teams is your best friend. And Carpenter to kick this ball away again. Not as high a kick. And
Back
again,
to
this
America.
one.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's fumbled.
It's fumbled. It's recovered.
It's muffed. And who recovered that? Did the SGS get on top
recovered.
of that? Just about. It was Montague. Just about.
Owen Montague with the recovery.
After it was muffed by De Silva, it was in and out of his hands, and then it was squirming around on the floor. Brunel Burners, number 28 was in there, Khalid Abikar, my former jersey. He was in there almost chasing that ball down, and very nearly the Brunel Burners could have had that ball back.
I mean, when you look at British American football, it's starting to really grow and develop. Like, just with the players that we're getting and with the sort of level of football we're getting, especially in BUCS now.
Definitely. This is a brilliant game to showcase the point you just made as well. You know, fantastic players. And, of course, even SGS not having particularly a lot or if any Americans in their team this year and still putting up a fight and still putting up the score against other teams and still being just as feared as they previously were, as Bailey claps his hands to get this draw going.
And
hands
he's
up
off
the middle to the big guy, number 22.
Number 22.
Olushoga.
It's Ayo Olushoga.
Olushoga gets the chains moving and puts some momentum into the hands of the SGS Pride, gets them moving up the field and gives them a much needed boost of confidence.
I believe he's also a London Warrior outside of this as well. So he's very used to high level football.
SC9 Massive does it on the Greenwich carpet. But here we are in Bristol, and it's still not raining. Ashley Bailey under centre with the colourful cleats. Takes another handoff and hands on again to Olushoga, who doesn't have anywhere to go. Cole McFarlane's in there. Adam Rice was in there. TJ Peters Tovey was in there. And SGS are going to be on third down. It's going to be third and long with the Brunel Burners defense just looking like an absolute brick wall right now. Apologies, that is second down, not third down. I stand corrected. It's Ashley Bailey. Empty backfield. takes the hand off, looks to throw, looks to his side again, almost has someone open. Chris Brown was there, but it was covered well by Cole McFarlane. It falls incomplete, and third down now comes up for the SGS Pride.
I think the key here for games like this is just to make sure you keep yourself calm and composed and don't get too antsy and too rushed, personally.
Definitely a key one is to keep your composure because it only takes one play. Currently, it is only a one-score game, and all it takes is one big ball over the top or a lapse in concentration, and suddenly we have an even game or an open game. 3rd and 10 for the SGS Pride. Motion across the field and a whistle and a flag. Looks to be a false start potentially. Paddington in Peru. He's on the train that went past.
Oh, very nice.
I've
Didn't know he's gone to Peru now.
no idea Paddington went to. I mean, I heard there was a Paddington statue in Newbury that got cut open.
Oh yeah, I did hear about
stole
it. Yeah,
it.
they stole it.
Yeah,
didn't
they found it and they managed to return it, and there was a lot of damage done, and it was, you know, that cost to the taxpayer and everything. But
Yeah.
I digress. It's just good to see support coming in for both clubs.
Yeah. So there's quite a bit of supporters actually on the SGS sideline, and quite a bit on the Brunel as well.
And then they huddled quite far away, a good 15 yards away from the football there, but they are hustling and ready. And it was offside, not a false start. And seems to me that there's no real significant gain by Montague
Not today. I feel like
on that run up the outside. It seems to me that the Burners just have their number right now.
And SGS are getting on to punt.
This will be our opportunity to see
Ryan Woodhouse onto punt. He's got
SGS
quite a
punt.
leg on him.
the offensive
SGS.
lineman, Ryan Woodhouse. So you know he's got a big leg. And
And former goalkeeper.
it was Shaq Braithwaite back to return, but he's now been replaced by Joao Kamara back to return. A former goalkeeper, he definitely has a big boot. And the big foot of Woodhouse is blocked.
It's blocked.
It's blocked by Coles. And it's scooped up. Almost. It's not scooped up yet. It's scooped up now. Tyrese Peters-Tovey with the recovery. Number 55, Aiden Coles with the punt block. And the Brunel Burners are in business.
So, see, special teams changed on the game.
Aiden Coles, number 55, came flying off the left-hand side, completely untouched, and managed to get fingertips on that ball. It was going around. Nobody could land on it. One or two guys missed it, and Tyrese Peters-Tovey managed to cradle it into his grasp. To get the Brunel Burners brilliant field position, they have 44 yards to go.
Let's see if the SGS defense can stand tall. To be fair, they've done a good job all game.
No, sent the Kia Neals to get this drive started for the Brunel Burners. As Kamara goes in motion across the field, Jelinski, slow snap, hands off to Davide Pinto, who gets rushed in the backfield.
And that is Ellis Phillips with the tackle.
Number 21 flying in and stopping the Brunel Burners in their tracks. In Canada, it snows in November. Second and 10 for the Brunel Burners from the 44-yard line. Jelinski in the shotgun, flanked by a running back on either side, and hands off to his running back, David Moore at the third.
And that is a tackle from number 28, JJ Agüe.
Very, very similar, having David and Davide in the backfield together. Linebacker.
Shout out for Aiden Coles from your assistant coach, Lachlan.
That is Brunel Burners, number 55, currently on the sideline.
2-minute warning.
And that, my friends, is a 2-minute warning. This half will be coming to a climatic end soon. Very much like a chess game, this.
It is.
Slow and controlled. Both teams want to control the ball and control the clock. SGS haven't had as much possession as they would like, maybe, but Jelinski looking to throw that screen. Now he goes what looked to be going deep, what looked to be a screen, but was blocked and very well broken up. Number 78 was in there for the SGS Pride. Alex Gomez was there.
And so was JJ. They're both doing really well together, honestly.
Quite a few guys, yeah, they're very hungry on that D-line.
Good punt.
And it's punt for Brunel now.
Very hungry on that D-line, and this will be the second punt for the Brunel Burners.
I think I feel like there's a lot more punting than you'd imagine for this game.
I am not surprised because I know how strong both of the defenses are in this team, and I feel like before this game, I was saying that I felt like SGS have probably the strongest defense in the league. Now, a lot of that only came from the fact that Burners let up 20 points in the last game, but I knew it was going to be a big defensive battle. Carpenter gets off a dodgy punt that sort of squirms its way down to about the 27-yard line, 26-yard line. They're going to mark it out. Not the greatest punt, but decent field position. And then 3/4 of the field for SGS to go inside the 2-minute warning. It's possible, but it's going to be difficult against this defense. What do you make of their chances?
I'd say this defense has done really well, to be fair. Both defenses have done really well in this, in my opinion. I'd say as long as they clue in on the pass, it should be all right. I feel like all it takes is one pass to connect and the game might change.
All it takes is one moment. A moment of brilliance, a moment of madness, a lapse in concentration, and Bailey handing the ball off to his running back and getting up the middle for a first down, it looks to be. Owen Montague.
Fantastic run.
And that could be what they need, just short of a first down, in fact, a yard short, but a 9-yard gain on first down. Very, very big positive run, and if they can get a few more of those, they'll be in business. Second and 1 from the 35-yard line.
And he's off again.
Montague again. Breaks the 40-yard line, and this forward progression will get stopped at the 40 for another chain. For another set of downs. I apologize. My words mixed up. I can't even.
Another chain. Set first.
Note to self: have your Weetabix in the morning.
Oh, I'm more of a Honey Nut Cheerios kind of guy, honestly. It's my cereal choice, actually.
Do you know what? Cereal is not really filling for me, but when he said honey, I made some honey roasted chicken last night.
Ooh,
I loved it.
I hope you brought some with you today.
It's in my fridge. I'm not sure if that's a formatting error or.
Yeah, they've done an emoji.
They've done an emoji, yeah.
Shout out to Khalib. Shout out from grandma and cousin Imara from the United States in Arizona.
See, it said Grammy. I thought they meant Grammy as in like an award. So I was so confused. I was like, wait, what? Grammy? Khalib Webb has a Grammy? Is he an actor? That is Khalib Webb, number 5 from the Brunel Burners, a defensive back.
No.
Ashley Bailey in the pocket, throws one deep, has a man open. Does he have him? It bounces off the floor. It's incomplete.
Me personally, Ewan, with my Weetabix, I normally sprinkle a little bit of sugar on there.
I know someone that says sprinkle sugar. When they say sprinkle, they mean like 2 ladles.
Yeah.
Just dump the whole box of sugar. Like, waiter, there's Weetabix in my sugar.
There's Weetabix in your sugar.
Ashley Bailey almost fumbled and bobbled the snap, and he's running out, has nowhere to go, and just has to completely get rid of it. Was being chased down by A.B. Bannerhead and Aiden Coles.
I will say, if you look at both offensive lines, they're really quite big. Like I look at,
I mean, given they are offensive lines, that's what you would expect.
well, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But I just look across the SGS O-line, for example. You see number 70, Isaiah Kelberg, and you go from that to the other end, all the way to Dwight. It's quite a large O-line.
These guys are big, and on the other offensive line as well. You need your big guys protecting and making those lanes. As they do this time for Montague, and he gets flipped on the tackle from Adam Rice. And that will bring up 4th down. Big tackle from Rice, number 27. That brings up 4th and 4. And after that big 9-yard run to start the drive from the SGS Pride, it seems to me that the Burners are really hammering them down and trying to stop this run. They need success in the air. Fourth and 4 from the 46-yard line, and they are going to go for a punt.
Oh, a pooch punt. Oh, wow.
Unexpected pooch punt, but this one goes and sails out of bounds around about the 20-yard line, possibly close to the 25-yard line. We'll see where the referees spot this one. 24 yards. The Brunel Burners are going to have 76 yards and maybe less than a minute to try and get downfield and extend this lead before halftime. And to remind you, they will be getting the football back to start the second half. So what they do on this drive could be crucial for the outcome of this game. And going back to what you said as well, you look at the size of number 61 and 67. 67 particularly, Furnham on the offensive line for the Brunel Burners. The left tackle is enormous.
Yeah.
Is that the half already? That was extremely quick and caught us off guard.
That's half time, and it was an exhilarating first half.
A brilliant half, filled with, I would say, a defensive masterclass from both sides. Brilliant defensive play. There have been special teams plays. There have been mistakes made by both teams on the punt. Both teams have had a punt blocked. Both teams have had brilliant field position, chances to put the score up, chances to score. Both teams have had the ball in the red zone. It has been a very tight game with fine margins, and I think the Burners have just taken advantage of the opportunities they've had just a tiny bit more than the SGS Pride right now, but we still have another 24 minutes of football to play. A lot of things can happen. It is only a 1-score game at this moment in time.
It's definitely living up to the hype, I would say.
Right, so we will be going for a quick break, a short break for halftime. Join us back. We will be back. There will be more football, more fun, and more action. Do not miss it. Right now, we'll be taking a short break. We'll be back after these non-existent commercials.
Welcome back to the second half of this game. You can see we've got the on the split screen here. We've got the Pride ready to kick off. On the left we've got Brunel ready to return. I'm over to Kwame.
Back to me now, baby. And Joel Kamara has the ball up to his right-hand side and seems to wriggle his way in and out of a tackle and gets brought down. That's number 3, Xavier de Almada with the tackle to get this second half underway. No, I was looking for
I believe he was being recruited by Laney last summer, so that's someone to watch out for.
Laney College, formerly led by the late, great Coach John Beam. May his soul rest in peace. Jelinski not looking to throw, looking to run straight away. This is QB draw and gets brought down after a gain of a few yards. 21 Ellis Phillips was in there. And so was another number I didn't quite see, but the SGS Pride definitely looking to make a more positive start to this half of football. It's worth noting that the last time either of these teams lost was over a year ago. Both of these teams went undefeated last season. So somebody's undefeated record must go. That is a 5-yard penalty on the Brunel Burners for a false start. And the Burners, I believe, currently on a 15-game win streak, which if I am correct, that is currently the longest in Uniball at the moment. Jelinski. Fake handoff to David Moore and is going to throw it out wide. Finds a receiver in Elliot Daniels, who makes the catch.
Former SGS wideout, Elliot Daniels.
Former SGS wideout and gainer of 7 yards to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Brunel Burners.
I will say it's quite interesting to see how many players SGS produced for all the BUCS teams.
Quite a lot, to be fair. And actually, a former Brunel Burner, Ehsan Nemati, watching from Turkey, says, "Let's go, fam," with the yellow and blue hearts. Repping the yellow and blue, all gold and blue of the Brunel Burners. The former beast from the East, absolutely flying in with tackles and everything. And another incomplete pass intended for Elliot Daniels, but just out of reach. 3rd and 8 for the Brunel Burners. And again, another introduction of our dual cam. If you haven't seen it before, get to know it. It is beautiful. Technology, I love it. Technology.
Oh, look at that. Another great piece of technology. Got a lovely end zone cam shot here.
Love it. That is our Ryan Parkinson from the offensive line of SGS. And Christian Jelinski zipping one out. Travis Carpenter has a reception just past the 40-yard line. And the Brunel Burners have a fresh set of downs.
Shout out to number 3 Zav from Sylvie and Nana and the fam.
See? She said Nana. The other woman said Grammy, so I was so confused. Grammy winner. Jelinski, hands off to David Moore III. Big stiff arm, big hit there, and he's forced out of bounds around about halfway. Very close to another, not quite a first down, about 2 or 3 yards short, but a big run from David Moore III a stiff arm to keep himself going and forces a little bit of space on the outside. As the Brunel Burners look to be going into some sort of heavy package. A couple of big guys. We've got a linebacker, Aiden Coles, on the field, as well as number 64, Elias Benatu, the offensive lineman.
Aiden Cole seems to be very versatile.
Definitely a man of many talents. Seems to be that we're calling out his name quite a lot in this game. You know, he's already got a blocked punt and a host of tackles. And Jelinski looking to throw deep. Has a man open. It's Joao Kamara, and he's just out of his reach. Kamara taking the top off the defense there with his speed. That London Warriors connection, Jelinski to Kamara, what we've seen all summer, bearing fruits. And for the Brunel Burners, today just not able to make that connection so far. But you can best believe they'll be looking in his direction a few times. Still a very tight game, although I don't know if I've ever seen an SGS game this far in where they haven't scored.
No.
So that's so far a brilliant effort from the Burners defense. And David Moore III with another brilliant effort to force his way over the line to gain just past what would be the 51-yard line, but that is the 49-yard line going in. And the Burners are just about into SGS territory with a fresh set of downs. I see.
It's not clear. I'll leave you guys to this. I need to go and tidy up his, sharpen up his view because it's fuzzy. Yeah, look, it's all fuzzy, yeah.
All right. Seems to be a fumble snap, and this is picked up by Aiden Coles, the linebacker,
Aiden Coles is down.
who's currently playing offense for the Brunel Burners. I'm not quite sure what happened. I seemed to look away from the screen for a split second, and Coles had the ball in his hand, and it looked to me because he did pick it up off the floor. I looked at the cameraman looked at me, and we both missed the play.
I will say, if this game was to end right now, my MVP would probably have to be Aiden Coles. He's just been everywhere.
Aiden Coles has been a missile today. Definitely within my shouts. Definitely. I mean,
It'd be between him and Ellis Phillips right now, I'd say.
it'd be a tough task to think of who's impacted the game a little bit more. Anyone who's impacted the game more than Coles himself, to be fair. And Phillips has done a good job.
And he's down. Big hit from Denzel Boye.
Davide Pinto seems to get the handoff and lose his footing immediately. I didn't even see that, that the tackle was made, but brilliant effort by Boye.
We have to throw Denzel Boye's name into the mix for MVP of the game, honestly.
Definitely, he's made some brilliant tackles. Not just this half, not just in the first half, but so far all game.
I think this game is going to come down to who wants it more. It feels like it's a really close game. To me, I feel like this could end 14-7. That's where it'd be, really. If by any team, honestly, it could end 14-7.
The way we're looking right now, I would like to see an SGS drive before I make any predictions, but I do think this game might take until the fourth quarter to really open up. Now, Jelinski looking to throw the ball. Joao Kamara, it went behind him. He wasn't looking for the ball, and if he did turn around, he may have been able to make an adjustment for it, but
Charlie Craven, MVP of the Cardiff game, was on it, though. He was there. He was watching it.
Now, the Brunel Burners will be punting the ball away to the SGS Pride with Americo da Silva and Moses Adekoya back to return.
Shout out to from Khalib's mom, sending love from Inglewood, California, USA.
Inglewood, I was up to no good. Inglewood. Now a high snap. And this one actually got away. And this one will be allowed to bounce a couple of times. Now, I did imagine Da Silva was going to go towards it. And it looked to me like Moses was in there somewhere ready to return that. But he did let it bounce for De Silva, and De Silva let it bounce for the Burners to down that. It was a little bit of extra afterwards, but SGS taken over inside their own red zone on their own 13-yard line. 87 yards to go to tie this game up for SGS. I love the fact that her name is literally number 5, Khalib's mama.
I know.
I love that.
I do love that too.
Back come the horns on the Vuvuzelas as the Brunel Burners defense is on the field to try and disrupt this drive. As Montague squeezes his way back to about the line of scrimmage and makes very minimal, if any, gain.
I'm also with the Vuvuzelas over it. It feels like I'm back at the 2012 World Cup.
2010.
2010 World Cup, sorry.
That was amazing. Amazing time. The
Amazing
football did not bounce and fly like a normal football.
Yeah.
We were in a simulation that year.
No, it's different sport. You gotta love the Jawalani.
Imagine a Jabulani NFL ball.
Oh gosh.
600-yard passes. As Bailey hands off again to Montague, gets up the outside, but Cole McFarlane is there. Peters Tovey is there. And a lot of Brunel Burners, a lot of yellow jerseys just absolutely swarming like bees. And SGS have another 3rd and long. Backs against the wall and heads are being scratched. Just seems to me like the Brunel Burners have the SGS pride exactly where they want them. Still a long way to go in this game though. There's a lot of time and a lot of things can happen. Bailey throws the screen out wide and it's intended for De Silva, but way above his head, and Braithwaite with a late hit, no flag. SGS to punt this ball away immediately, a 3 and out, and it looks like Braithwaite is back to return this ball. Begs the question, do you think Braithwaite and Kamara are switching out punt returns? The last one, Braithwaite did line out first. Kamara replaced him very late. That punt was blocked by Coles. Himself is in there, lined up on the left again. Is there a late whistle that's come out? It seems to be a late substitution. And I think SGS have had to call a timeout as a result of the mix-up. Not what you want to do at this moment in time. But it does mean we'll have to wait a little bit more.
Imagine if you have one either end as well. Yeah.
Imagine if we had like 2 either end. Full set up with like 8 cameras. Plus an all 22 and put in.
We do have the capability to do a drone.
Need a Zeppelin. High snap and a very high punt. Doesn't seem to have a lot of distance on it. Don't think it made half the distance towards the punter, and that is taking a Brunel bounce and going back towards the 30-yard line. Brunel Burners will take over on the SGS 31. Fantastic field position for the Burners. Horrible, horrible punt from the Pride. Once again, if the cameras caught that and the microphones caught that, they caught that. I do not apologize. Look, Jelinski finds Carpenter being swung around and swarmed by quite a few guys. Ashton McHale was in there, and there seems to be some extras.
Oh, whoa.
And here comes Moses. Adekoya seems to be getting involved in a lot of action, and there seems to be a lot of cheering and noise making. Very interesting scenes. This seems to be getting a little bit more heated. This could be the energy that we need for a big play coming up. Either side that was.
On both sides?
No.
No? Oh.
No.
Did you say number 8?
I'm not sure.
I missed the number. I heard number 8. Maybe. He wasn't even on the pitch. And he said number 8, but I think number 8 was down here somewhere. I don't know.
Anyways. It was a snap. Jaliski the handoff to Moore. Rushes his way up the middle and gets about 5 or 10 yard, close to 10-yard gain. And that brings him a lot closer to the original down marker.
Third down.
I think SGS are in a pretty good position here. 3rd and long, very long, and a good close to 15 yards needed for a first down.
I would say this is kind of the position you want to be in, honestly. Especially with how they've been running the ball, this is kind of a good position.
I mean, they're still very much in this game, and they will hope to try and get a takeaway from here. And if they can, that'll be a huge boost to them. Jelinski dropping back, shuffles forward, throws one deep, has Travis Carpenter into the end zone. Touchdown, Brunel Burners. Daylight. And that makes it a 2-score game. Pending the extra point, it will make it 14. It was a post up the middle, and it just seemed to be that Carpenter had his defensive back beaten, and a late flag comes out. Looks to be possibly excessive celebration, but we will wait and find out. And pending this flag, Carlito, this is definitely a game, given the score right now, SGS will still feel like they have a chance and they can turn something around right now. All it takes, as we said, all it takes is one play.
Exactly.
That
It's a
play for the
one-play game.
Burners happened just then, and it could just be...
On the defense. And it'll be assessed on the kickoff.
Okay.
Let's not forget, SGS have had a kick return already, and they made it about 60 yards back the other end of the field. They definitely have a chance to do some damage. This is by no means a closing of the book, as Carpenter looks to put this through the upright for an extra point.
Say the
Kick
door,
is good.
The door is definitely still open in this game.
The door is definitely still open. I've seen plenty of teams go 2 scores down against the Brunel Burners and drop their heads. But a team like SGS have too much strength and too much ability, too much talent to let this get to them. I've seen plenty of teams go down 2 scores and keep their heads up and manage to bring something back. And SGS definitely have the talent in their squad to be able to do something.
I agree.
Remains to be seen if they'll be able to make something happen out of this drive, but their previous kick return was quite strong. Brunel Burners to kick it away, and that will be what appears to be Cole McFarlane to kick this ball off. And the same 2 guys, De Silva and Montague, back to return. I'd be surprised if it was.
Very early for that, to be honest.
Given the score, given the way the game has gone, the way the special teams has gone as well.
But if you look into a head coach's mind, how tactically defining this game is, you would almost want to do something of that nature because it would throw them completely off.
There is an element of never let them know your next move. And Travis Carpenter to boot this one away, and it looks like it is creeping very close to out of bounds. It does go out of bounds, and it's a good decision by the SGS defender, Ashon McHale, to let that go out of bounds. They will get the ball around about, is it the 30-yard line, the 40-yard line?
That is the...
Did they get the ball when it goes out of? I feel like it's different in every league.
Yeah, I think it's 15 from where it goes out of bounds.
15 where it goes out of bounds. Okay, very different to...
So I think they march at 15 from where it is now.
Oh, okay.
Very different to the NFL. Obviously, the NFL has a different kick now.
That is true. Do you think that would ever be adopted by Britball?
I hope not. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that new kick. And this is one thing about college football, is that it's very much more traditional and the rules very rarely change drastically. And I think this is one of the reasons why college football has such a big, it maintains such a big following. Granted, it is older than the NFL by at least 50 years.
It's true.
But it is so traditional. Interesting here, SGS only getting the ball from the 20-yard line, even though it went out of bounds. But 80 yards to drive for SGS. Ashley Bailey and a shotgun. Motion out wide from De Silva and a handoff to Montague. Makes a couple of guys miss and shifting his way. Has a bit of space, has a first down and still going out the 35-yard line. SGS in business. Moving those chains goes Montague, and SGS have a little bit more momentum now. Can they make something of it?
I will say the run game between both teams has been pretty strong.
Pretty strong. The Pride running like a pack of lions, a pack of hungry wolves. And the horns come back out. I can barely hear my own voice as Bailey hands off again to Montague, squeezes his way forward for an extra couple of yards on this play, and they've just about passed the 35-yard line now. A gain of about a yard, maybe a yard and a half if we're generous. And that brings them just inside, or just outside the 35-yard line going out.
Oh, out come the Vuvuzelas again.
Now, Bailey, another handoff to Montague. Squeezes his way up the middle and kind of gets forced back just after the 40-yard line. They're very close, maybe a couple of yards shy of a first down. About 3 yards shy of a first down, but good running from Montague. Definitely starting to get this run game going from SGS in the second half, and they're slowly chipping away, slowly chewing away at these yards. It's a long way to go, but they're getting there.
I know it's only third quarter, but they also have to be mindful about the clock whilst all these runs are going off.
Definitely, as these quarters are shorter and the game has been whizzing by. It's been absolutely flying. Bailey, a fake handoff this time, and he squeezes his way outside and gets forced down. And I think the ball came out. Did that ball come out? Does Brunel Burners have it? What are the referees going to say? I'm looking for the white hat.
Looks like it was recorded by SGS.
I've lost the referees in this pile. I found them now, but it looked like the ball squeezed out and there was a fight amongst the bottom of the pile for it.
Still talking.
For a second, it is a flag on the field. Is there a flag? It looked like the referee's shoe, but there is a flag on the field. We will wait to hear what they have to say. I believe he was pointing in the direction of SGS.
It looks like SGS.
Face mask.
Face mask defense.
Down.
That's the first down. SGS keep on pushing.
SGS keeps the football. SGS gets the first down. SGS gets some yards. And it's just what they needed on this big play.
I will say, Does Brunel have any like for example SGS has role pride. Do you have anything for Brunel? Do they do any of that? Like any
I guess the Burners have had quite a few slogans in the past. They've had "We keep burning," "Win every rep," "Burn the boats." There's been quite a few. There's a big tackle from Cole McFarlane comes
that's a
in.
loss of yards. Cole McFarlane again. Ooh. Yeah, Cole McFarlane again. He's
been
everywhere.
mentioned quite a few times.
Roll burn. Is that one?
Was it roll burn?
About to say burn pride.
Burn pride, yeah.
Shout out from Samantha Ritchie to Jensen, O lineman on SGS.
I do think Burner's home field should be called the Bernabeu. It's a motion across field, and Ashley Bailey with his
it off. Oh, America with
colourful
the catch.
cleats.
Great catch, America. And he's still going.
Oh, America da Silva with a catch and run down the sideline, tiptoeing, survived a hit, and managed to keep going. I believe those chains, they haven't quite moved. Have they moved? Those chains haven't quite moved, but they're fairly close. SGS are just gaining yards and yards and yards, and it looks to me like this could be the drive. This is the end of the third quarter.
Now.
This is the fourth quarter now beginning.
The question we have is, does the tide turn here?
There's every opportunity for it to turn. The SGS just have to keep their heads level, just have to stay focused. We know how popular the fourth quarter can be for the Brunel Burners in previous years. Yes, at least in my personal experience, I remember playing, everyone puts their fours up and we start playing. I say we, you know, but SGS is very much a team that could come alive in that fourth quarter as well. If you don't know where you are, you now know.
I believe they were tasked with waking up the whole of Bristol on Sunday today.
Cheers, guys.
We could be in Soccer City, Johannesburg. We
You
could
never
be
know.
in Stoke Gifford and Bristol.
First down, fourth quarter.
And a lot of noise immediately. Bailey, hands off to Montague, up the middle, and doesn't
he's
seem
pushing
to
for
have anywhere
yards.
to go. He seems to get stuffed, and that line is now going backwards. Forward progression will be stopped after about a yard.
Just changing ends.
Oh.
He's over there. I think he's
This tipped over, by the way. Is that cool? It tipped over.
It's just a router, yeah, it's fine.
That's a very fancy router.
Yeah. That's what's keeping us connected.
This could be backs against the moment, backs against the wall for the Brunel Burners. It's the SGS, 2nd and 9. Ashley Bailey in the shotgun, dropping back, looking to his right, rolling out, looking to fire, finds Americo da Silva inside the 15-yard line and out of bounds, forced out of bounds by Jamal Walker. And that is probably the biggest passing play that the SGS have had all day, and it's just what they needed at the perfect time to bring them into the red zone.
And it seems like the youngest man on the field is making an impact.
Interesting.
I believe this is America's first year of starting in BUCS, and he's doing fantastically. Over the past 3 games, he's been a very key player.
Americo da Silva has been a fantastic rookie today at least, and previously has been raising eyebrows already. Now, this is the closest the SGS have been to the end zone all game. Early into the fourth quarter, they had a red zone trip in the first quarter, and now Bailey zips it across, and it's almost intercepted by Khalib Webb, intended for Americo da Silva, and I think there was a fight for the ball just there. It was in the air, it was any man's ball. Both of them put a name to it, and the ball bounced harmlessly to the ground. 2nd and 10 from the 13-yard line for SGS.
You can sense the chippiness starting to happen right now.
I think if SGS are going to get something from this game, they need to score on this drive right now. Bailey, hands off to Montague. Squeezes way out the middle, has a little lane, has a bit of space, and just gets brought down just before the 5-yard line. I think they're going to mark him down at the 7 or 8-yard line. And that
will leave us with 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3.
3rd and about 4, maybe 5. I make it 3rd and 5. This is serious business. They need to get at least 4.5 yards right now.
I agree. Oh, we're in the big set here. Very famous around BUCS at this level.
Interesting, and there's been movement on the line. There's been movement on the line. They're pointing in both directions. I saw Aiden Coles jump off sides.
First down.
I saw him jump off sides, but will they mark it as a false start? Will they mark it as offsides? Let's wait and see what the referees say. I personally think it is offside.
Yeah. It is offside?
It can't be a false start though. He went off with the movement in the back foot, that's fine.
That's true. But you know the referees.
And it's a first down for SGS.
First down for SGS. Fresh set of downs. 1st and goal.
God, that was an awful penalty to get, wasn't it?
For the man who's pretty much been in the talk, in the running for MVP for today.
Well, even the greats make mistakes.
It's the only move he's put wrong so far, but big heavy formation from SGS Pride.
And
Wildcat.
End zone.
To Montague. Montague is into the end zone.
SGS
game on. Welcome back to the game,
on.
SGS. We have a game on our hands late in this 4th quarter. 6 points scored by the home team to bring this game back into contention.
Seems like whenever Sports Tanker is around, the games are quite close.
Yeah, we just have that effect.
Oh no, I ate my sports tank. Sorry, apologies. I said sport.
It's on my head. There's 1 S.
Tank Sports 1.
And SGS goes for 2, and it's converted. No.
Is it converted? It's very close. Very close.
Down.
And it seems to be down
just on the line.
Just short on the line.
Just short.
Very, very ballsy, very gutsy going for a 2 at this moment in time.
Will
because,
that move come back to bite them?
If they had scored it, they would only need a touchdown to tie it and then could win it. Now they'll need a touchdown and the 2 points to tie it. Burners still with a slight advantage. But now the SGS Pride have the momentum, they have the confidence, they have put a score up. And now 4 games in for the Brunel Burners, that is 4 games and no shutouts.
Would you say fatigue starts to become a thing with 4 games on the bounce, back to back?
Definitely, I think it is very difficult to keep going. You know, I think they've had a game, a bye week, and then another few games, and then a bye week and another game. In fact, I stand corrected. They had a game, a bye week, and 3 games on the bounce, which definitely will completely weigh you down. I'm not surprised at all. But the 2 teams that most people would expect to be competing for 1st and 2nd in this division are going at it, and it's a very tight. It's an onside kick. It's a live ball. It's been touched by Rice and recovered by Rice just about by the skin of his teeth. That was a live ball, and SGS nearly recovered that and were in business.
You could say that from the hands team there was a bit of a lack of football knowledge in that little bit of department. It's obviously it's a very minute rule to remember, but
a little bit of uncertainty there, and Adam Rice must have had his heart in his mouth for a second because that ball almost went straight into his hands, bounced off his hands and went about 2 yards backwards, was almost recovered by about 2 SGS guys, but he just about managed to squeeze in there. A late flag comes out, but I think it was just a referee throwing a flag to another referee. No, he just threw it into his hand. And now the Burners have some fantastic field position. SGS will look to make an immediate takeaway in order to swing the momentum back. Jelinski looking to run.
Is behind him, and he
gets
out
dragged
of
down
bounds
by his jersey and forced out of bounds. Nah, because it was a designed run. He wasn't looking to throw the ball. Even still, he gained yards.
You're used to it.
It's fine.
Go on toilet. Second and 7, Christian Jelinski in the shotgun. David Moore, the third, goes in motion and collects the handoff. Loads of space up the right-hand side. Breaks a tackle. Almost breaks another one. I think Jibril Krubali was in there with the tackle. Made it to potentially stop a touchdown. There was another guy in there. I didn't quite catch his name and number. Number 20, Charlie Craven was in there as well.
I think we're at a stage now, you know, a score here is detrimental to SGS and pivotal. Well, not pivotal. They've already been leading, but I think it almost secures the game for.
Yeah. This late. I mean, it's no surprise that Brunel Burners are running the ball, trying to run that clock down and really give SGS no time, especially if they score, because SGS will need another 2 scores. As Jelinski again hands off to David Moore, and
Big run.
another late last man tackle. This time number 25, Adam Deverill, with the tackle to stop what would have been again another touchdown. Now a late flag comes out again.
Flag comes out here. This is what you don't want. But that referee, I think he was stood with the Pride players. Be really interesting to see what this is. Just wait for the.
Interested to see if something was said to the referee or if something was caught by someone. But
we just wait here to see. Unsportsmanlike on the Brunel Burners. No.
Could we say that number?
I mean, no, I didn't hear the number. I was talking too much, but. So,
third unsportsmanlike conduct.
No. He said that's no. He's just saying that contributes to disqualification. So it's like a yellow card.
I was thinking,
Yeah, that's unsportsmanlike. Any unsportsmanlike's a yellow card.
I was going to say, there's no way you can get 3 of those in a game.
No, you're going to 2 and you're out.
That being said, a score might settle the game, but it wouldn't derail SGS's season. They will still be in with a big chance of taking it all the way.
There's got to
Now,
be a flag there. Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
definitely a flag.
Jump in the backfield, big jump.
I've seen a lot of movement. I had my eyes fixed firmly on Jelinski rolling out, and I saw something in the corner of my eye that just didn't look right.
Man in the backfield, that's 2 penalties back.
Brunel Burners had 2 back-to-back penalties.
I can't say I could see what it was because my eyes were just firmly on number 3, but believe me, when you guys said there was a flag, I just believed you guys.
He was filming over there.
What on earth?
I don't know what they did. He just like stood there on the phone.
Talking to his girlfriend.
Here we go for second down.
A big second down. Second and about 1 million by the looks of it. Jelinski in the shotgun. SGS bearing down. David Moore has the ball off a screen, has some space, has a lane, has a spin move, and gets brought down eventually after a massive gain, but he's inside the 20-yard line. He's close to the 15-yard line.
Still not first down.
Very close to a first down. Not quite a first down, but it's going to be a massive game for the Brunel Burners and not what the SGS Pride need right now. They need a turnover at this stage. And they need it now. Jelinski, Moore, up the left-hand side, slips through one tackle, slips through another few tackles, and the chains will move. It is first and goal for the Brunel Burners.
How do you feel about all the Americans coming into the British games, like BAFA and BUCS? I personally think it helps us developing in the game and growing it.
I absolutely love it. And I'm aware that a lot of people are not in favour of it because they think that, you know, they're so good that they're making the game impossible for anyone else or whatever. I'm not buying into any of that. Americans coming over makes the game better. Those guys coming over here, no matter how good they are by American standards, coming over here are usually head and shoulders above the average player in the UK. They elevate the game. They elevate the teams they play for. They elevate the teams they play against, because you have to play good to play against them. If you want to beat the best, you have to be the. If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And Jelinski hands off to David Moore, who's down inside the 5-yard line. And as I was saying, Americans overall just make the sport better in this country.
And that's Ellis Phillips on the tackle again.
Ellis Phillips has been.
I wonder how he's been everywhere, and he's playing D-line right now.
He's been mentioned a number of times, probably more than anyone else on the SGS Pride side line. We've mentioned his name a number
Him and
quite a few
Denzel,
times.
those two together.
Denzel Boye having himself a game as well.
A sack and quite a few tackles.
Still on the field, probably looking for a forced fumble at this point, or maybe a fumble recovery. Is one of those two is exactly what SGS need at a time like this. Brunel Burners are sitting very comfortably with about 3 yards to go before realistically feeling like they've closed this game out. 2 scores may be a little bit too much for the SGS to try and make up with a little bit of time left to go. But it's not done yet.
I think if you're SGS, you're looking for a pick here. A pick, preferably a pick 6, but just a pick to make sure you can get yourselves out of that end zone, out of that shadow of the end zone.
Definitely. And a message from DK. Shout out to both teams. Shout out to Brunel, a former Brunel Burners defensive back, and his first defensive back coach at Sterling Klansman, Coach Ash Hopkinson, the current DC of SGS Pride. So a player with a connection to both teams watching this game. One of my top 5. I won't rearrange those letters.
Out come the Brunel Burners. I would say this is a run. It would only make sense.
I would not be surprised in any way if it is a run.
And
David Moore III confirms that, takes out the middle for another touchdown for the Brunel Burners. Another 6 points, and this very well could be game for the boys in gold and blue. I mean, it seems to me, if I'm looking over at the Pride sideline, the thing that really stands out to me is how many yellow jerseys am I seeing on this Burner sideline, and how many dark blue jerseys am I seeing on the Pride sideline. And it just seems to me that the yellow outnumbers the blue by quite a lot. Given that the Burners have had to travel about 2 hours to this game, that is a surprise to me. As Carpenter bounces that off the upright.
By Adam Deverell. It was blocked by Adam Deverell.
Deverell blocked it, and Carpenter didn't make the extra point off the upright, and it remains 20-6. As the Burners will be kicking back off to the SGS Pride. I think a moment like this, a perfect play for the Pride now would be a kickoff return straight to the house.
Exactly. And we know they can do it.
Kick recovered.
We know they're capable of it. Thanks to number 83, America De Silva.
It is definitely capable, both. As we saw, they had a big run in the first quarter and almost recovered an onside kick just a minute ago before this score from the Burners. And it makes sense, you know, if you're going to give the ball back to the other team, if you're not going to recover the onside kick, they have the ball with good field position. If you're going to kick it deep, it's going to be difficult to get that ball back with just as much time because the drive will take longer.
250 people. Yeah, it's good, yeah, for a live stream. It's not bad. Anything over 100 is good, really, I suppose.
And a big kick from a new kicker this time.
Oh.
And that's muffed by Montague, but recovered.
He's recovered it. He's recovered it. He's still going. I'd say that's a great way to recover the muff punt, honestly.
Definitely after a muff punt. It's not what you want, not the greatest way to start the drive, but they managed to get something out of it, make something out of nothing, and that's what you need at a moment like this. It was Charlie Cox who kicked off for the Brunel Burners this time. Slightly higher kick, not as far, not as much distance, and it seemed to be a bit challenging to field. maybe the focus was somewhere else. But SGS recovered the ball. SGS are in business, and SGS have the football with a chance to drive 67 yards to the end zone.
Yep, 67 yards.
That's bring out the mental math skills for that one. Man in motion. Bailey
Bailey's
rushes out to his left-hand side. He looks to be running it all the way and gets walloped by Peters Tovey. Not before a big gain of about 7 or 8 yards.
Tell you what, there's a lot of athletes all along this field, everywhere.
I'd be intrigued to know who would be in the starting lineup, offense, defense, and specials for a combined Brunel and SGS team.
Oh. Let us know in the comments.
Bailey, hands off to Montague, being chased by burners everywhere.
Great run.
And I believe Webb was in there with a good tackle, number 49-2 for the burners. That is Sam Reynolds. I have a comment saying Brunel running back is the MVP of this game. That is David Moore III. He has been running like an absolute battering ram today.
Oh, out come the Vuvuzelas again.
And even the Burners defense is saying to chill with the Vuvuzelas. And Montague with his lovely shifting moves, being able to avoid a couple of tackles and squeeze his way into the Brunel Burners territory, maybe just about a yard short of that.
You know, and for Montague, we know him as a elusive back, but he's very much showing that he has that power back presence in him.
Very much like Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is actually a speed back.
Yeah.
Contrary to what a lot of people think, because of his big body, people think he's a big body bruising back, but he's actually a speed back that just happens to be very big.
Exactly.
Montague's stature kind of reminds me of that. He is a speed back, but he's a very big body and can take a hit if he needs to. Bailey dropping back, rushing forward and trying to avoid the hits. It just seems to be too much for him, as there were quite a few guys in there. 95.
What do you think they're going to go for here?
I think in a moment like this, you kind of have to run the ball. Sorry, you have to throw the ball. We know that they can run the ball. We know they can gain something, but can you gain the 8 yards, the 7 yards you need to run the ball at a time like this? You need to get downfield. I would have had more receivers out, but he's rushing out wide. There's a stream. And Chris Brown, it was a rollout with a quick out. I personally would have had more receivers out wide for a formation like that and tried to stretch the field. But it looks to me like they'll be punting now. And it remains to be asking, you know, there are a lot of people asking. The 2-minute warning goes. There are 2 minutes left. It is a 14-point game, and SGS need to score yesterday. Right now, who's that? João Kamara back to return this punt. And Ryan Woodhouse with his big leg to send this one into orbit.
Oh, and he has sent it.
Kind of shanked it a little bit, but it seems to be.
That is a good kick. That's a
really
great kick.
That is a really good punt.
That's a great punt. He's out of bounds. It's a great punt.
I think maybe he thought of it.
Yeah,
he thought of it like the kickoff.
He's pretending that was a smart play, but it's not a kickoff, it was a punt.
It's not a kickoff.
It is not.
It's not a kickoff.
It's not a kickoff.
I've seen people do it multiple times. I've seen people do it a lot, but that rule.
That is Britball heritage right there.
So just to clarify, what Kamara did was stepped out of bounds and then recovered the ball from about the 3-yard line. Now, if that was done on a kickoff, that ball would be returned halfway up the field. But because it's a punt, that is down where it is recovered. That ball is going to be at the 3-yard line, 4-yard line. No gain.
Got them in their end zone. This could end up being a safety. It's right in their end zone.
I mean, it would be exactly what SGS needs.
Exactly what
a
they
safety, because the Brunel Burners would kick the ball back to the Pride, but will they have enough time to drive down the field? And again, it'll
Oh.
be difficult.
And he is. Oh, he's still going. He's pushing, and he's down.
Moore
Oh,
seems
he's
to
still going.
fight
Oh,
his
yeah.
way up to the 10-yard line. And that
Oh, all right.
is a brilliant result for the Burners, because
he-
not only does he gain yards and take time to go down, that is the main thing. He took time off the clock to go down there. And as they're running the ball, the clock will be ticking.
Okay.
It'd be interesting to see how the rest of the league reacts to this, to be fair. It'd be interesting because the two big boys going at it, you know,
Oh,
David Moore, the third,
he has
gets
been
absolutely
hit.
shut down, gets hit quite bad there. Looked to be a pretty bad
Oh,
hit.
and
And
there
there's
is
another guy slow to get up, Ali Jaweed, who's
That is a massive hit.
about 5-10 yards forward from the line of scrimmage. He must have gone flying. Whenever
was-
you, goes without saying, whenever you see the offensive lineman far up the field,
21 seconds.
21 seconds to go.
you got 21 seconds to go.
Oh.
You got 21 seconds to go.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think
I
that
don't know
has
the rest of the lyrics. All I know is 21 seconds to go.
bit of Craig David. Why not?
Craig David.
it not Craig David?
No, so solid crew.
Oh, sorry guys. Sorry, that's my age showing. That's my age showing. It's so solid crew. Apologies. That's
Can we
my
get a
age
new
showing.
commentator in?
Craig David.
Sorry guys, that's my age coming through.
It's all right, mate.
What are you, 14?
All right. Well, 21 seconds left. I'd say it's been quite an exciting game. The score line does not represent how exciting this game has been, honestly.
Do you know what I would love to see in this game? This
Yeah.
exact field with at least 12,000 seats.
Oh yes, that would be
filled
amazing.
around the stadium. Bums on seats everywhere. It'd be
Oh, they
amazing.
are running the ball, and he is getting pushed back and
Looks
down.
to me like
And the
this
pile has
could
fallen.
be, probably will be the last play of
That
the
is
game
it.
unless a timeout is used. I personally would have loved to see somebody just absolutely fire it, just absolutely bomb it downfield and try to get something, you know. One thing I would have loved to see more is a lot more passing game from
I
the
agree.
SGS Pride today.
Oh,
That
and finish.
is the game.
And the Brunel Burners go wild.
The Brunel Burners take the W and move on to 4-0 on the season, extending their unbeaten run to 16 games. The SGS Pride narrowly missing out on a game that, aside from the scoreline, could have been much tighter.
They felt like they could have really won
This is a game that was decided on tight, fine margins, and even though the scoreline is 2 scores, it was a
I
very
will
tight
say,
game.
be prepared for the return fixture.
Either team could have won this, I think. The return fixture, definitely SGS will be looking at that, but the Brunel Burners will be celebrating today.
They are most definitely going to meet each other again.
They are most definitely going to meet each other, and I think personally these teams could meet each other another 2 times this
I
season.
agree.
I think there's a very good chance that both of these teams could meet in the final.
No, lots of fireworks. I think this is the best game that I personally have covered.
I think the Brunel Burners have done a good job. They've done a good revenge job from a few years ago. My last Brunel Burners game, my last Uniball game was obviously against SGS Pride. It was a 15-0 game and a very tight game. It was 7-0 to the last quarter, till after the 2-minute warning. And I think the Burners have been looking at this game as they've been marking this game for a few years. And I think the Burners have had the eye. They've had the eye on this game, and they've done their homework, and they've done what needed to be done to take the W. But this does not mean the division is over. There is still another game between these two teams to play on that boggy Site 5 mess. Anything can happen there. It is anybody's game. Today, the Brunel Burners are on top. The SGS Pride will be looking to go back to doing work on the training ground, in the classroom, and they'll be looking to bounce back in their next game. This will be a tight division. Both of these teams hungry and ready to make the playoffs, looking
They're
Looking
definitely
up.
both some really strong playoff contenders.
But for now, The Brunel Burners will enjoy the win. The SGS Pride congratulating the Brunel Burners as the handshakes go off. We are ready to bounce. We are finished.
Thank you for joining us on Sports Tank.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
You said sports again.
I'm sorry.
You said fucking Craig David. You fucking Craig David. Okay, moving it up. Awesome stuff. Well done, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. And, but hopefully you're playing next.